Hey guys, Dauminique here. We are here with Jet from the Hydrogen Group, and we are installing my new Hydrogen on the Go system. I don't know a lot about this, and that is what Jem is here for. And audience here with his headlamp on. It's working. But yeah, so tell me a little bit about the system and so people get the gist of it, and then we'll get going on the install.
Yeah, so what the system does is it produces hydrogen as you're driving, hence hydrogen on the go. And hydrogen burns 10 times faster than the diesel fuel there. Mm-hmm. So what it does is it helps a complete burn in the engine, reducing emissions and giving the engine more power, which in essence, if you clear out the gas a little bit, you're going to save at least 10% of fuel. So it's a fuel-saving device. And on top of that, it helps keep your DEF filters cleaner.
How about that?
Okay. You don't have that, but the newer trucks do.
Yeah.
So it'll save you in the cost of DEF filters.
Okay.
You don't have to replace them as often. It cleans the engine inside, but the most part that most truckers are concerned about is it saves fuel. Mm-hmm. It saves a minimum of 10% in fuel.
Okay.
Just by burning, says hydrogen burns 10 times faster. So as it's introduced into the cylinder, just a little bit post-turbo, it's introduced into the airstream.
Okay.
It helps completely burn everything that's in there. It burns the fuel you paid for.
Yeah.
Is what it's doing.
Yeah. So singing it out the exhaust pipe.
Putting it out the less emissions. Yes.
Yeah.
You're not rolling coal down the street anymore.
Okay.
Was the phone in there?
I had not many vehicle anymore.
Yes. No, the animal rolling coal. So, hydrogen, as you know, is big in the news right now. So, in producing, in emissions controls, a lot of states are looking at it. Mm-hmm. We see trucks built on full hydrogen as an alternative to electric. So, this is something you can put on your truck today, which doesn't cost. You don't have to go buy another, $200,000 or $300,000 truck that runs on hydrogen. So, we sell our devices for significantly less than that.
Oh, okay. So, the biggest fear that everyone seems to have is the storage of hydrogen and the dangers in that. So tell me exactly how we're going to stir around the dangers of hydrogen.
We don't store it.
Exactly.
We don't store it at all. So all the hydrogen that's produced gets drawn into the intake. When you turn the motor off, there's a vent that opens, it goes out, it's done.
Okay.
So there's no hydrogen storage at all. There are manufacturers out there that are storing it. And I mean, you get into an accident, that thing gets pierced. So it doesn't worry about that.
Yeah.
I've heard the word Hindenburg a million times in my career. What a lot of people don't realize is hydrogen by itself doesn't burn.
Okay.
It has to have oxygen in order to burn. So if you ever watch those videos of the Hindenburg itself, it didn't just blow up.
Yeah.
It was a slow burn across everything.
Yeah.
It burned. When hydrogen burns with oxygen, it turns back to water. So that's why it's a zero emission. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I remember in science class in middle school, and the battery and the balloon filling the balloon with hydrogen by separating the water molecules with
drop in the salt water.
Yep.
The little mite battery.
Yep.
So hydrogen's been around for a long time. What a lot of people don't realize is even the state of Hawaii since the 70s has been mixing hydrogen with their natural gas that burns in your house.
Oh, fair. What ratio?
They're about 14%.
Oh, wow.
So, which most people didn't even know that. I mean, they don't even realize hydrogen is not as dangerous as people see with age.
Yeah. I mean, the Hindenburg.
And Hindenburg. Well, it is. It is. I mean, but imagine if the Hindenburg were filled with propane.
Oh, yeah.
Except or natural gas.
Yeah.
It would probably been a lot worse.
Probably.
So, yeah. So hydrogen is not that bad. I mean, it just burns so fast. That's what it does.
Okay. Yeah.
I've also heard the term hydrogen bomb. You just deal with things of that. Obviously, they're not bomb. They're not storing it. You got a little bit of line.
Yeah.
Hydrogen's fun to play with for you science geeks out there.
Oh, yeah. I remember we got to live head in and creating the bad bunnies and science costume up and all of the bull areas looking at.
Yes.
Fun.
Yeah. It's step. So, but hydrogen, like I said, does have to have oxygen. We keep the oxygen with it when it flows through, so it can just burn right back into the water.
Okay.
So we'll turn water into a gas. The engine, as it burns, turns it back to water. That's all.
Okay. So then when it goes out, it's going to be, it comes out to the exhaust as steam.
Just steam. Yeah, that's right. Oh, but you don't see a whole bunch of steam coming out because it's not enough hydrogen to do that.
I wanted to put this out here right away so that it's set in stone, that we know exactly how much miles per gallon I got previously. And so for about the last 3 months, I've been calculating all of my solo and trucking trailer loaded with empty miles. So overall, I've been getting 5.1 miles to the gallon. So that's over everything.
Yeah.
So how much do you think that it could improve from there?
Well, a minimum of 10%, you're going to see, so that 5.1, you're going to see, the 5.6, 5.7, 0.8, you're going to see that. That's a minimum.
Okay, so that was taking about 10 grand a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but I do have another problem.
What's that?
So I use my Alaska Airlines credit card to pay for everything from business. And if I save $10,000 on fuel, that's going to cost me like 20,000 miles per year. And so I'm going to need something for that.
Think about what kind of vacation you could do for $10,000.
You can take a really nice vacation for $1,000.
Yeah.
And then you and all the kiddos to go.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That's why we had free kids, so they have to buy 5 plane tickets.
That's right.
So, yeah. So part of the reason why we use the Alaska Airlines credit card for everything.
It's a nice Hawaiian vacation or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. 10 grand probably covers it.
Pretty much, yeah. So see, you get a free vacation just by putting this on there.
Oh, well, yeah.
Plus you'll have some mileage. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see it one day, I'm sure, but I'm just missing 20,000.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see here. Let's.
Trying to find a good route away from the exhaust for that.
Yeah. Shouldn't be too hot out here. Especially if it's down below that bracket. What do you think if it's down below the bracket there?
Yeah, you should be all right.
I was just gonna run it with those fuel lines up.
You already got fuel lines running right there anyway,
Yeah.
so.
There's actually a nice flat spot right in this plastic to,
Is there?
yeah, right on top.
There is a perfectly flat spot there, huh?
Yeah. Like perfect, like it was made for it.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like he cut a hole in it. It looks like it was like that.
Yeah, looks good.
Oh, the hood should be pretty far
Yeah,
above
it's
that.
got
Yeah.
8 or 10 inches up there. This switch is just the heat. Okay. And then what, there was one that's like, if it's below 32 or something?
Below 32, you're okay. When it starts getting down into the single digits, like when you're not working anyway, just drain it.
Okay.
Just drain it out. You know, it's like a Pepsi can in the freezer, you know, everything
So
expands.
This is the winter switch?
That's the winter switch, yes.
Okay. I didn't know if there was like a separate.
Yeah, see, this is below 0 degrees Celsius, everything's set for Celsius. Minus 30 Celsius, you want to drain the system, which is pretty darn cold.
Yeah.
You're not probably gonna hit that around here, but way up in cold country they do. In the southern countries, when it gets hot, we got a fan to keep the system cool in here too.
Okay.
All right, now that we've got it installed and it's working, you want to show me exactly how it all works?
Yes, absolutely. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep water in here. You can see the level line right here. Keep it up to here. As it gets down too low, it will actually turn, the machine will shut itself off. If
Okay.
it does turn off, all it does is go back to normal operation, just like you didn't have the unit at all.
Yeah.
So you just want to keep the level up. You will go through water about every 500 to 700 miles. You'll have to add water to it. That's how long it will last. There is a heater unit on right here. So you can see the light flip on. If the temperature gets way too low in the area, now I'm not talking 33 like freezing, because this does have an electrolyte in it.
Yeah.
We're talking closer down to 0.
Okay.
So you want to go ahead and flip this on. It is going to pull some amperage, so just keep that on. You're inside of a garage, so it's not something you have to worry about. But for a long haul trucker, of course they would. If it gets down too low, where you're way, way too low, and you're going to be in those negatives, 20s, 30s, and you can't keep this up, there's a water drain here. We suggest that you drain it out and then
Okay.
just put it back in later on.
Okay,
But I
so
mean,
the
you
drain.
got to be in those really ice temperatures at
Yeah,
that point.
that's not going to affect us
Yeah,
here.
for you guys will be fine up there. Some of the Canadian customers and stuff, they'll have to deal with that type of environment.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's pretty low maintenance. All you'll do is you'll keep the water level in here. About every 3 months, you'll add more electrolyte to it.
Okay.
And that's it. That's as simple as this maintenance is on this. So you saw when it was running, the little green light that came on, that tells you it's operating. So pretty simple. You got the water going through an electrolyzer, up through a dryer, so it removes any of the moisture in the air, and then it runs over to where we have it plumbed in to the intake on top of the motor. You can see the wire that coming up to it. It goes to an alternator. That's a safety mechanism that it will not allow it to turn on unless the alternator's turning.
Yeah.
So we have that by safety, and then also until it sees a charge above 13.4, around 13.4, it will not turn on. So it has to see those two for safety reasons. Other than that, as you saw, pretty easy to put in.
Well, guys, the installation is finished. It's all done. It was pretty simple. Just a couple of wires and some tubing, and obviously the mounting bracket.
Yeah.
It seems to be running good and producing hydrogen, and I'm excited to see what it does for me for my fuel mileage over the next few weeks, and
Yeah.
go from there.
And we're excited to work with you. I mean, absolutely. And I really want to thank Bobby too
Yeah.
for his installation, for his
well,
expertise.
I'm always thanking Bobby, because Bobby's
Yeah.
like, I cause the problems, Bobby fixes them.
Yeah. So really want to thank him though for having the bracket set up and building
Yes.
all that beforehand. So, because that's part of the installation process.
Of course.
And he was wonderful in doing that and
Yeah.
getting some of the wiring done and so forth.
Yeah.
And we want to thank you too.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you so much for
putting on-
coming all the way out here from Vegas. Jeff flew here to Vegas to help us install it, make sure everything was perfect. And I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate Hydrogen Group for offering me this opportunity to try
Yeah,
out this
absolutely.
new technology. And I'm excited to see what it does for us.
All right. We really want to thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
All right.
And thank you guys so much for watching. And if you haven't yet, subscribe now, and I will see you guys next time.
All right. Thanks, guys.